bored.
We could play with these dolls.
Yeah.
Hey, Barbie, that was an amazing date. You want to go back to my place? Check out the hot tub?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Oh, sweet. Let's go.
I guess Barbie's already in her swimsuit, so I don't really have to do anything. Your doll have a swimsuit? Like, I guess. Oh, absolutely not. No. You look awful. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how long it takes me to get ready, especially for a date and to get into a hot tub? You look like a hot dog that was rolled down the floor of a barber shop. You look disgusting. No, absolutely not. You can't just roll out of bed, barely shower, and put on dollar store deodorant and expect to get with this. No. You got a Manscaped, just like in real life. By the way, where did you even buy a doll that has pubes like that?
It was on clearance.
I can see why.
Guys, Manscaped's Perfect Package 4.0 has everything you need to make you look your best. The Lawnmower 4.0 and Weed Whacker 2.0 make taking care of unwanted hair easier than ever. Get 20% off with free shipping off your order now at manscaped.com/AngryJoe Show, plus 2 free gifts.
Hey guys, we just got back from a afternoon showing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, kid-friendly. There were a bunch of kids in there, older adults as well, all watching the movie. And so we just got back, and I am very happy to see. I knew it in the trailer, and I said this thing had great energy. It seems like Seth Rogen understands the Turtles. And I was right. This was a very, very fun film. Surprisingly funny. I saw the kids having a good time, whole theater laughing. It feels good to see, at the end in the credits, kid next to me couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old. He was like he's like dancing and clapping. And there's something at the end we'll save for the spoiler section that he was talking a lot about. But I think it worked. This directed by Jeff Rowe, who previously did The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which actually is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's on Netflix. He also was a writer for Gravity Falls, and then he did this. So I think he did a really, really good job. And this is a new generation of turtles. They're younger. I think they said they're around 15 years old. So we get to start with them early. And it was an ensemble film. A lot of big names on this. What are some of the names?
John Cena,
Alex?
Ice Cube.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, yes. Giancarlo Esposito.
Maya Rudolph.
Jackie Chan. Boy, Jackie is a highlight in this film. He is hilarious as Splinter. Steals every scene that he's in. And then overall, I like how this film kind of explores elements of the Turtles we haven't really explored yet, while simultaneously delivering everything that I expect from a Turtles film. I don't want to say it because we'll say it in spoilers. Or are there gratifying action scenes? Yes, from the Turtles. Are there gratifying action scenes from who else you would think there would be? Yes. And it doesn't have the energy. Yes. But we're exploring things of the Turtles' isolation, not so much from humanity, well, actually very much from humanity, but also from a younger kid's perspective, a dating perspective, a going to school perspective, pop culture type of stuff. All of that is explored in here. Acceptance and working together and family, and basically hits on all of the good themes in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and tells this does have the origin story in here. These are kind of a new generation of turtles, kind of explain the way they were created and the lore here. And I really do like how this film utilizes some of the mutants that we already know. Like, I always like Bebop and Rocksteady, and some of these other characters, the Gecko, alligator, the manta ray, all this really cool stuff. Obviously, Mutant Mayhem, so you got to expect some of that. But I like the way they played with those characters, being unafraid because they're in a new universe and they're telling their own story. So overall, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it worked on multiple levels and was a good watch and something that not only young kids will enjoy that I saw, but also big old farts will enjoy and laughing out loud. So that was my thoughts. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, if you grew up with Ninja Turtles, honestly, this is a great movie to go out and watch. This is a great summer movie. Way better than the last two movies.
Wait. The last two is Barbie and Oppenheimer.
No, I'm talking about Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the actual Ninja Turtle movies.
The Samurais, the third one, and then the stupid one we don't talk about.
We don't talk about that.
That was bad. This is way better.
Yeah, Michael Bay Turtles, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that was...
he didn't get it. He did not get it.
No, the animation was great. I loved it. They did change a couple of things, obviously.
Oh, yeah, the animation.
Yeah. April O'Neil, you kind of get used to it. It's whatever. It fits.
That she's now black and fat. We got a lot of downvotes on our video because we were like, hey, I don't see a problem with that. Who cares? She's the 6th or 7th variation of April. Turns out there wasn't a fucking problem.
No. Like I said,
it never was.
Everyone felt like they were doing their best, and which it showed. Nobody was out of place. I love the little teenagers did a great job voicing the turtles. Jackie Chan was obviously fucking hilarious whenever he was there.
His English is getting better. Great. I know he's always been practicing on it and stuff. So
yeah, they also changed the story with Baxter too a little bit.
They did.
Yeah, we'll talk about that I guess later. It's not really spoilers, but whatever.
No, we will.
Yeah, it's great. I fucking loved it. This is a solid film. Honestly, great soundtrack. Animation, great acting.
Let's talk about the animation.
This is a great story too, and this is like I said. Look, this we could do a throwback. Yes, I'm gonna throw some shade to Mario Brothers, because this is a way better story. This is a way better story. This is a way better story, and they had some stuff that you could be like, oh, they had a little shocking thing, the pizza mobile, and kind of. It's not gonna make $1 billion
no
at all. But I wish it did because I feel like it did have a better story and better elements.
Dialogue, music, nostalgia.
Understanding its license better than say Barbie or it never loses the plot.
Yeah, and that's obviously my little hot take, but that's it.
Yeah,
that's a good take, Joe. Good take.
This is just how you do it. So you have an animated movie. You've got the base characters. You have an interesting story. We've got good dialogue. The humor is there. The music was excellent. I mean, they were really flexing. They've got a lot of stuff in there. And, it felt authentic. Never once am I watching the movie. And you brought up Mario, and I was going to bring it up, too. It's like Mario was an absolute and complete failure. And I know that people like watching with their kids, but it's it's the most popular thing, the way that McDonald's Happy Meal is the most popular thing your kids want to eat. But it's not the best thing for them. You get it for them because it makes your kids happy, but that movie wasn't good. There was no dialogue in there that you liked. There was no heart in that movie. It was just, hey, remember this, remember this. This movie did that. They did the, hey, remember this, hey, remember that song, remember these characters, remember all that stuff. But you were interested in the dialogue. This movie had a bunch of heart. It had jokes that were funny. And so this is when people are like, well, you just hate everything. It's like, no, these are animated movies that I am nostalgic for, and this is one that are solid, and this is one of them. So, hats off to everyone who was involved with this. I think that this movie had a ton of style. And they got everything right. Like, when you have these movies that are clearly geared towards children, they do everything they can to make it accommodating for adults. And they did that with the soundtrack. Because you're sitting there going, I remember this song. I mean, and even stuff like having Vanilla Ice's song in there and other things in there. Because, so the people who are old sitting there, with your kids or with whatever, you're just like, oh, I remember that part. And so it's like this is how you make a movie that both adults and children can enjoy. You didn't insult the IP. And you just did a solid job. So you hats off to them. And again, Mario was trash.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yeah. Okay. I actually agree with these two, so I'm not going to fucking run to your defense. Commenter who's typing an angry comment.
You just don't get it. It's like,
well, Mario's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah,
and
we
this
understand that.
You're right. Happy Meals will outsell fine dining restaurant, the best food on earth, because that's
a great point. Yeah.
But this is the kind. Excellent animation, excellent performances. Everybody nails their characters. It's a new, fresh kind of story. I just loved it all around. I think it's a great movie for you to go with your friends. If you ever liked the Turtles, if you ever had any of the toys, you're going to love it. You're going to pick out little Easter eggs that you say, oh, I bet you in the future this thing can come this. And I actually was looking that up because I enjoyed it so much. I want to see it again, and I would like to see a sequel. So it says here in June 2022, Robin said that there were plans for multiple animated Turtles films if this does well. And let's see. He expressed interest in a sequel featuring the Shredder because, as we've seen in the trailers, it's Superfly, which was well done by Ice Cube. Well done.
Yep.
And it was reported they were in talks to perhaps do a 2D animated version to run alongside films. That would be cool. I think the voice cast was great. I would keep these kids, especially because they're young sounding, and then you can get multiple films out of it if it does well enough. But you know what? Even if it doesn't do well enough, even if this is just a one-film, one-off thing, budget of $70 million.
Still solid.
Hopefully it'll make its money back after $70 million. It's still solid. It's still highly enjoyable. I recommend going out to the theaters with your kids, with your friends, with family. So, let's make this one a short one. We really liked it. We can go into the spoiler section now and talk all about it. Yeah, and normally we do these on Thursdays, but I noticed there was a showing, and I appreciated this showing because when I bought the ticket, it said there will be, or it was like noise restrictions relaxed. Because, it was kid-friendly. It made sure that I understood, yes, there will be kids in this theater.
There will be kids.
Don't be getting all upset that the kids are like, Turtles, all right, and they were having a good time. And it was it was awesome. So let's go ahead and give them final verdicts.
This is going to be a solid, strong 9 for me here. This was a great film to go watch. I encourage you to go check this out.
All right,
it was
Joe,
best of both worlds. For kids, it's very enjoyable, and also, like Alex was saying, for adults, you will come out like really enjoying this film, and it's more meaningful as opposed to other ones. But no.
Yeah. I feel pretty much the same. I was trying to decide between like an 8 or a 9, but I don't think this is a 10. Like the story wasn't that strong and it wasn't that funny, but solid stuff all the way around. So I also will go with a 9. I think that if you're nostalgic for the Turtles, if you like Teenage Mutant Turtles like I did, then you're gonna appreciate this. And I think it's got stuff for people who aren't mega fans too. So
nice. I was between a 9. I could see a 10 in some people, but I think there is room for growth. There's several things here and there that we could talk about in spoilers that they can improve on in future sequels. And they do want to do a sequel and a potential spin-off television series for Paramount Plus. And Paramount Plus desperately needs other content besides Star Trek. Well, y'all guys don't have to buy it. If I can, I'll buy it. But if you were buying it on your own, you're like,
Yeah,
you would. Wait a minute. So you still wouldn't do it even if there was.
I'll go out and watch it like I did right now, but I'm not going to subscribe to Paramount
to get the series.
Yeah,
you get $10 once every 2 years, and you make an actual movie. I'm not giving you $8 a month for garbage.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, well, so there is a mid-credit scene that we'll talk about as well. But we'll do that in the spoiler section. So I also gave it a 9 out of 10. And I thought it was hilarious. Excellent use of all the characters. A coming-of-age story. A well-executed themes. The animation was very, very cool. And every character had purpose. I was, April had her own things to do there as well. Had her own kind of arc there. She executed that pretty well. And, I think, it was great overall. So let's jump into the spoiler section now and get into the nitty-gritty.
I took away an entire point because there's no Casey Jones, so this movie can fuck off forever.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but this movie did not have it. So no 10 out
You're
of
a
10.
big fan of Casey Jones.
No,
eh?
no,
Is
it just,
that-
but he just, I just wanted, like, I mean, come on, with some dude on the street playing hockey, it's like,
I think they want to
Maybe. Tease
save.
it.
You know, there's a few things that they save.
Yeah.
They tease it 2 things. They tease it cosmic something, so that could save for the techno drone and the Krang. But at the end, here's the mid-credit scene. We'll talk a little bit about the film, but eventually the turtles come out and they save the day in front of the people, so the people know that the turtles are out there and that these mutants are fighting bad mutants to help. And so Donatello founds a computer club. Raphael is on the wrestling team. Michelangelo is doing improv comedy. Leonardo, who has
He's a reporter now. Yeah.
crushing on April, and they're like investigators, reporters, into what TCRI is doing, and that could tie into the other dimensions. And
Krang.
and so then they basically are enjoying themselves at a prom, but then we see that they are under surveillance by TCRI, and they also are like, well, and these people disappeared. Right, because they're the ones responsible for the mutants. They were trying to contain the mutants and create super mutant soldiers from the serum. And they want to recapture the turtles. And so she needs some help because it's too hard for them. So she's going to enlist the aid of the mysterious Shredder. And for half a second, you see Shredder on the screen.
I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with his origin story, if they're going to do like the movies where he was the one who was training. But they switched
No,
up.
they already
Obviously,
switched that
they
up,
switched
Joe.
up,
What is
but
it in this one?
In this one, it's basically Splinter finds the turtles and he's like, we need to train them. So he finds like a Billy
After
Blanks.
they went out into the human world and almost
Yeah.
got killed because some humans were like
That's
freaked out.
everyone. They'd be like,
So
mutants,
that's
they
why
hate
he's like,
mutants.
all right, we have to train to defend ourselves. And honestly, that is a great excuse rather than what they did before with the little rat in
Yeah,
the
he's like,
cage.
and we did. And they found like an old school VHS tape.
That was so
which
funny.
was funny. It
You
was
know,
a good take on it.
what was this? A Mad Skit? Was it Mad TV or in Living Color or whatever? You know those little fucking pay me and I'll teach you karate kind of stuff that was on there. But they did watch a lot of kung fu films and basically
One of Jackie Chan's film as well.
Yeah, you got all the Jackie Chan films and some of the best with kung fu martial arts films, and you've got all the time in the world down in the sewer, so that's all they're gonna do, and so they become good fighters. But yeah, there's just this kid-like wonder throughout it all. The turtles going and interacting with humans. The turtles constantly training and fighting, but they've never actually been in a fight until now. And so when they actually get into a fight and kind of get thrown around a little bit, but then start winning, like there's that energy and an outburst of cheering and stuff, and you can't help but also want to cheer for the turtles. And there was a lot of good jokes.
Yeah.
What are some of the good jokes from Jackie Chan? There's an
like-
ongoing milking joke that does come to
They want to
fruition.
milk you. The humans just want to
And
milk
it's like,
you.
oh, you're being ridiculous, Dad. But then it turns out that there is a machine that sucks their blood. And then when Splinter shows up, because the turtles are at their lowest, and their dad shows up to beat everybody up. I love that. Splinter comes out. That's what I was saying before, that who other people who you expect to get a good action scene get a good action scene. Jackie Chan and Splinter comes to save the turtles who have been captured by TCRI, and then once he frees them, he's like, he looks at the
what is
machine.
that?
And he
That's
goes, what is that?
nothing.
And the boys are like, nothing. Try to hide it from him.
Yeah, this side, Mega Milking
Mega
2000.
Good shit.
He was right.
What else?
He hates it when you call him rat. He's like, wait, what do we say about that one?
Oh yeah, you dirty rat. He's like, don't use that word. He gets pissed
Just like
off.
his like seriousness and his monotone just like makes
Perfect.
it. It's so perfect.
So perfect for the old wise
Yeah.
dad master.
Then he's always trying to find love. He's like, there's nothing for you out there. I try to find love.
Right.
I check every day.
right. you feel for him, man. If you could hit it in the field, because you're like, oh shit, you're right. He's a giant rat. Who's he gonna fall in love with?
And his origin story was hilarious.
His origin story. They do little rat origin story.
Yeah.
He does eventually fall in love. Alex, who's he fall in love with?
Giant cockroach.
Giant disgusting cockroach.
Well, his best friend. Well,
He ate his
yeah,
best friend.
Oh, I love that
after-
story. That was another good joke. He's like, I've never had any friends. Nobody liked me. Humans don't like me. There was one friend. His name was Kevin. But then he died. And then I ate him. He's a rat, so he's going to eat a cockroach. So it
It's
goes,
just stupid, but it was hilarious. It worked. It worked.
yeah. I also loved how this angle of mutants, the villains were mutants, but yet our turtles are mutants. And so they form this plan like, oh, we're going to kick this guy's ass. We're going to gain acceptance from everybody's going to
Yeah.
love us. And then right when they meet, you expect a big fight, but it's like, oh, shit, what's up, cuz? And they explain their backstories to each other. And then they have this real dilemma. It's like, oh, these guys are really cool. They even hang out. There's a whole scene where they hang out at a bowling alley. They're friends, and they're having a good time. And it's like, I don't want to fight these guys. Even Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, because they had the same
are
stories.
cool.
Like we try to come out, and the humans try to attack us once again.
Same
It's like, oh, shit.
backstory. So that's great motivation that you're adding depth to the villains.
Yeah.
You understand it. They're not just evil for evil's sake.
Well, I mean, this is the weakest part of the movie where on a dime he becomes evil for evil's sake. So he's like, "Are you guys gonna hurt the humans?" He's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna do these other things, and then they're gonna become slaves and our house pets. We're gonna race them. We're gonna do these other things, and then so
Yeah.
the motivations for the bad guy
Yeah.
immediately
It was Ice
become
Cube.
like crazy evil for no reason. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the original
For
story.
a kids'
Yeah.
film, I'm gonna let it pass. But
Well,
you're
that's what
right.
he
They
said.
could have done something with.
But that's the difference between like a 9 and a 10.
For
Like with the
sure.
legendary movies, you're like, man, I love this, and I like
Yeah.
this a lot. It's just it's that was the
They
difference
were under
between.
his
I agree.
thumb because, like he said,
Yeah.
we got chased out, but then Ice Cube's like, I beat the shit out of
I
that
beat
guy.
the fuck out of that. He
Yeah.
liked
Yeah.
it too, and
Yeah.
so I understand his sort of derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
They ratchet up a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
maybe for little kids to kind of understand that this is the bad guy. They don't want to confuse him too much. Like, wait, should we re-root him for the
He's
mutants?
like, no, I beat the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
out of this guy.
Yeah.
I kicked his dog.
Yeah, so then the turtles basically convince the other mutants eventually that they don't want to murder people. They don't want to kill all the humans, and eventually they kind of agree with them. So they get the Gecko and everybody else be like, yeah, we don't want to murder everybody, and they all kind of turn against Superfly, who then we have a battle where he tries to set off his machine because obviously he takes the last component that they need. And assemble the machine and fight him for control.
Yep.
And eventually they win using Splinter basically gives the last push in order to knock the
Destroy the
machine
machine.
into the water. And it explodes underwater. And, you know, the Superfly went down with it. Boom. And then immediately Gecko is like, well, what happens if it blows up underwater? Don't that
And the
mean
sea
there's a lot of
creatures
sea
and-
creatures and shit? And I was like, yeah, that's right. So then he comes up. I was thinking there was going to be an army of dolphins or something coming, but it's Superfly, but he's
Mutated with everyone.
mutated with a bunch of animals. Where he gets the horses and
zoo.
the
The zoo.
other. Oh, that's right, because he does walk across the.
Yeah.
That's right. So he does come out a
We got, like, a
disgusting little
narwhal.
whale monster. There was little turtles attached to him. Was that?
Is it normal? Yeah. You can
What are
see
you
it?
talking about?
With the horn?
Yeah.
Did he have a
I
horn?
thought he did.
Oh, I mean, they wouldn't be. Maybe.
I thought he did.
That would be cool.
So no, I don't think so.
He a
but-
crab.
Yeah, so he's a crab. And so then he basically becomes a Godzilla monster. They even reference Godzilla a few times. It's all self-referential. Anytime you think that, hey, this doesn't make sense, even Jackie Chan is like, and don't think about this backstory because it makes total sense and stuff, you know. So they're really good, really smart writing in that way. The only thing that I would have maybe tweaked a little bit if I had a script doctor anything would the military never shows up. There's not even cops show up to try to, you know, I don't know, put a few 9mm rounds in this monster. He just has free reign of New York, and he's all like, thanks, Turtles, because they unintendedly made him more powerful. Now, this plan sucks comparison to putting the shit in the fucking air and killing everybody simultaneously. Or what I expected was he was going to turn all humans into mutants.
Yeah.
But that actually wasn't it. He wanted to turn all other creatures
Every
into
animal
mutants.
and insect on Earth into mutants, which
Yeah.
means ants would take over the planet and we would all be dead.
So he would have fucked himself because
Yeah,
he would have
he-
got
he
killed
would-
by
he
an
would-
army of ants.
Ants, they outnumber
Unless
us.
they became anthropomorphic and then he then would be able to talk to the ants, and then they'd all have the cool California surfer personality. But I don't think so. They'd probably be assholes. I don't know, especially like fire ants or something. Maybe the army ants you can get to join you or something. Anyways, it's really cool. Great performances, good script, good vocal performances and animation. So yeah, the humans eventually. So when this battle's going down in New York, I was like, oh, come on. They're all blaming it on the turtles. So they immediately have all these pictures of the turtles. I'm like, excuse me? Like, I'm sure all the pictures would actually be of the big, huge, fucking hulking monster. But it's all about these little turtles that seem to be leading
They're the ones who set it off.
or fighting it. But that's when April has her moment. April's backstory is that she is kind of a nerd and outcast in school. People don't really, she's not the popular girl for reasons, and also because she was trying to be, the reporter, threw up everywhere. People would remix it on TikTok. Social media is a thing now for bullying and stuff, and so they write all over her locker and stuff. And so I like this motivation that teaches kids, or it has a thing. It's like, there's doing the right thing, and then there's doing the right thing for the wrong reasons, right? And they try to do some nuance here and separate the two. And she was trying to do the right thing for the wrong reasons. Same thing with the turtles. They want love and affection. If they be heroes, then they get it. And then her is like, everybody will like me if I'm the exclusive story with this and that. But then they realize it's like, the real thing that takes courage is being a hero when, nobody's looking, or when nobody cares about you, or when it's just simply the right thing to do no matter what happens at the end. Nobody's like, cheering you on. So that's what they decide to do. They band together. They're like, how the fuck do we fight this Superfly? I mean, he was kicking our ass even without superpowers. All of them together, Superfly could kind of equal them a little bit. But with Splinter, he lost. But now that he's Superfly, how do they do this, Joe?
Donatello remembers, hey, I'm a big fan of Attack on Titans. Even giants have a weakness.
Yes.
And it's his blowhole.
Yeah, so they were looking for a weakness. They saw the blowhole. Everybody contributes, essentially.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pop culture references in the film. They draw Beyonce. They draw Attack on Titan, a lot of different animes. They even have that Go Ninja, Go Ninja Go that plays on the radio. Wouldn't make any sense in this universe, but I love it anyway. I guess great. Vanilla Ice just did a generic song about real ninjas. But I love that it's there. That shows you the love and passion. And
are you happy they didn't have Shell Shock?
Yeah, well, what do you mean? Shell Shock? Yeah, I don't mind. I wish there would have been like that Tora and Shell Shock. Oh wait,
no, the song.
The rap Shell Shock. I thought you were just talking about Shell Shock.
No,
I'm
talking about the Michael Bay's.
No, fuck, no. Even though it's somewhat catchy from time to time. Anyways. I was looking for it in the background, trying to see in the mutants if there was Tora. What is it? I always forget Razor and Tora, something like
babies.
that. Babies, not babies. Maybe
let's think it's Slash.
Shredder. Slash is another turtle.
Battletoads.
And
they teamed up
Venus, the female turtle stuff. There's a lot of different directions in that robot turtle they can do, that they can go in the future. I'm excited for it, but. Everybody wants that Shredder. I can tell the kids went wild when Shredder showed up. It's like, oh, that's Shredder. He's a cool looking bad guy, and I understand that and basically the whole film was basically like playing with toys again. They brought me back because you have your Bebop action figure, and you're gonna fight the turtles a lot. But every once in a while, you want to do something even bigger, and they're friends. And in this film, they're friends. They fight a little bit, but mostly they're friends. They band together in order to stop a greater plot, and that's why it's called Mutant Mayhem. Mwah. Perfect. Yup. What else? I think we covered quite a bit. I'm sure there's tons of Easter eggs in the background. I saw a few. What else? Just really great. Really, really great. Oh, we didn't talk much about Cynthia, the sinister techno-cosmic research lady. So she...
Yeah, she was just there to just drive the plot
Yeah.
forward. Hey, go do this, go
a
do that,
future
and
bad
then,
guy and trying to get the super serum. What were her creations? Dolphins to attack ships and submarines.
Eagle for the
Eagles
jets,
to
and the
attack
snake
jets.
to get behind enemy
Enemy
lines.
lines. And then I think one more, just the
No,
frontline
just those
soldier?
three.
Just the
Just those
three,
three.
yeah. So
At
that's what
first, whenever they first go attack a Baxter, because I thought this is where they changed the story, because Baxter's the one who turns into
the fly, yeah.
But then he just makes Superfly.
Superfly is his pet.
Yeah, and then whenever one of the agents gets slashed, I thought that was gonna be like maybe a Shredder kind of thing.
Oh,
'Cause I was like, oh, maybe.
I thought
that's-
the agents themselves were going to become the mutants because like that
yeah.
gas released, but or maybe they did.
No,
But
because he
grabs all the
he grabs
samples.
them all.
that's
and
right.
takes
Later
them
on, they're
to
in the
ship.
canisters.
Yeah, but I just thought that was gonna be Shredder later on, but I guess not. But
Yeah.
Yeah, they played around with it, but
Yeah.
it all makes sense.
Yeah, just seeing where they're gonna take it next time.
Yeah, where are they going to take it?
excited
I
for
hope I hope the Foot shows up. I hope Shredder shows up. I want Kang. They can save for Krang. They can save for the third film.
And obviously, they're gonna have a fallout with Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they're probably eventually going to do it. You don't have to. You know, in this universe, you can keep them buddies, but, they're going to probably be like Bash Bros. They just do their own thing, and it's like, nah, brah, we're old now. We're leaving the sewers. Because by the end of the film, Splinter takes all the mutants in. So they're all going to live together. They're going to have a great time. The Turtles get to go to school like they've always wanted. And then when they show up at school, instead of being shunned and they're a little nervous, everybody claps for them. So it's good to see that. And they integrate into human society, and humans essentially accept mutants. So
For now, there's always that
great
one
story.
bully. You're still a mutant.
yeah, was there any
Mutant
bullies
freak? Not yet.
in the film?
Oh yeah, there's tons that
Well,
bullied
for
April.
yeah.
Yeah, April. Yeah. So just like real life, just like YouTube, which turns out that hoopla was all for fucking nothing.
Oh, they're still
Anyways,
gonna make it.
what's that?
They're still gonna make videos. For
Oh,
it.
they'll still make
yeah.
stupid videos. So he attacks the city. The Turtles and the other mutants attack. Yeah, we already
Yeah,
covered
yeah,
that.
we covered.
And Splinter and Scumbug fall in love.
Yeah, the
So apparently it was
cockroach
female the whole time.
Yep.
Was it a cockroach? I thought it was a fly.
I thought it was a cockroach.
It's
or
a
something.
combination
Because it says
of
it's like,
things.
yeah.
And it was gross every time he went to go kiss her and stuff. But I'm happy that Splinter also finds somebody to, share his memories and things with.
Oh God.
And so April eventually, people that complain, oh, she's not a reporter, this ain't good, this ain't right. She does become a reporter by the end. So they kind of set this up as an origin story, right? So this is the early Turtles getting Oh, by the way, the young baby Turtles were so fucking cute. So when they do that backstory, he's got the afro and,
Like 70s or
back
80s.
in the 70s. Great. Yeah.
It would not be that long. It would be like 2006.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I think we covered it all. So really good stuff. You go check out and see this. It's great energy and a good time
Yes.
out. All right, guys. Thank you. So we're gonna review Twisted Metal now. So thank you very much for watching this one. Watch this instead of, spending money on Peacock and doing something like that. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.